Join us this episode of Chuffed Adventures as we turn ourselves and the boat upside down trying to keep water on the outside, and we visit a new group of scurvy dogs in Playa Cacao. Our week began with an impromptu trip across the bay to beautiful Playa Cacao. We'd met a local in the bar who told us there was a dog over there with a large laceration on his nose, dealt out by a wild coati, which is the raccoon-like animal you may have seen in some of our earlier videos. ¿Y cómo se llama?
Oso.
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 Oso. Oh, más fuerte, eh? Oso.
Hello, yes, hello. I know you're here too, we get it.
We administered antibiotics and anti-inflammatories and made a plan to come back and check Oso later in the week. We also checked over our friend Mario's dog Benji, who had been incessantly scratching at his tail. Years ago, Benji had bladder stones that blocked his urethra and almost ruptured his bladder. Mario absolutely adores Benji and rushed him to the closest veterinarian, all by boat and then a taxi. He had surgery that opens the urethra at its widest point, so he essentially urinates like a girl dog now, but he is still very manly and tough. So, with all the rain in Costa Rica, we've realised we have a leak out of this window. But to take this window off and reseal it means taking this entire panel down, which means we have to take the underneath down, potentially the top. It's going to be a really big job. Nice.
Yo soy el cha-cha-man. Yo soy el Superman. Yo soy el hombre de la fiesta de Sudamérica.
That is an obscene amount of screws, bolts that we've had to do for this.
Yo soy el hombre de la selva de Sudamérica.
So you guys might remember when we tried to seal this window with a bit of a quick fix, and you can see why it's still leaking, because that's how easily the sealant we used came off. But this time is going to work great. Alright, so we just put the sealant on and did all the bolts up, so it's all looking okay. We're going to wait to put it all back together until it rains, which it does almost every afternoon, so we should be able to test it today and make sure it doesn't leak. Oh, I hope not. It was a lot of work. And my arms are all like sore from holding them up above my head for so long. I can only imagine how Joel's feel. But it's finished, and hopefully we won't have to be putting buckets out anymore, which would be really nice. So it's almost back together, Joel, and no leaks, right?
None so far.
Hopefully it stays that way. As the rains came, we were delighted that the window seal seemed to be working. For all of 5 minutes that was, until we found another one. Fixing yet another leak.
Yeah, trying to anyway.
So that whole piece of wood needs to come out.
Yeah, probably. So I gotta take the whole headliner.
Oh man. Turned into a big job, hey?
Please do.
Yeah. About life. Okay, I'm on it with the I'm not using the needle nose yet though, so we'll go a little way and then stop and I'll look. We've set ourselves up a little work area for if it starts raining, which it looks like it will be soon. Nope, I don't see any leaks. It's a lot of rain, which is a good test, I guess.
Yeah.
And only about 40 more screws to go, and then you've got the boat back together.
Yeah.
Joel's going in with George to help out a local guy called Rick. He's got a little workshop here, and Joel's going to do some sanding for him and stuff, so that eventually we can start working on some boat projects in his little workshop. He's got heaps of cool tools, access to teak and things like that. So hopefully going to do a new cockpit floor, because ours is just starting to fall apart. As you can see here, not so nice. And soon we'll be saying goodbye to beautiful Possum and looking at making a nesting dinghy, which would be a little sad, but it's going to be much more convenient for us. And I'm going to have a video editing day, and then I'll just head in to see the boys later on today. Just went and collected our dinghy plans. Joel's going to be so excited. I can't wait to show him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of plans. Whew.
Yeah.
Should be 3 sets, right? Couple of all sets,
The boys crowded around to check out the plans, and of course this was cause for celebration.
Get ready below. Bring it up below.
Okay. You want me to get you a handsaw?
I've almost got it.
Okay.
You put the lime in the coconut and mix it all up. But of course, in our case, you have to add rum for best results. The next day, we were off again to play a cacao, with a plan to follow up with Osso and a few other dogs in the area. This is our cool little clinic for today, in amongst the pirates. So this handsome boy got in a fight with another dog and opened up his ear, so we're going to give it a good clean and put some stitches in as well. We'll put lubrication in there as well, and that will keep it a bit clean while we shave it, and then we can clean it. Alright, we've done our plastic surgery to put the ear back together as best we can. And now he'll just need some antibiotics and anti-inflammatories, and hopefully that'll heal nicely. He's a good boy. Ciao, perro!
Es la comunidad. Nice.
Sí. Ciao, gracias. We repaired Osso's nose as best we could. Thankfully, dogs aren't as vain as people, and function is much more important than the aesthetics. The remainder of the day was routine checkups, including Scotty, the oldest dog in Playa Cacao, who's doing very well for 15 years old.
Oh, lo siento.
Thanks. ¿Cuánto pesos? 13 kilograms. Hey, 13 kilograms. Sí, sí. We administered worming and flea treatment to many of the local dogs with the help of our youngest vet assistant. So we do this mainly for the animals, but we also do it for the food that we get brought whenever we do it with the animals. Joel's already starving. We were also treated to a drink at the local bar where Joel picked up yet another cutie. Do you need help?
He loves you. The animal whisperer strikes again. It's a big iguana. That's really what that stank is though. Yuck. It really stinks.
The other day I saw a bus stop with, there was 2 iguanas crossing the road. It stopped like all the traffic on the road.
Is this a bad joke? Why'd the iguanas cross the road?
No, it's just a story that happened.
Ooh, damn. He's going fast. Jesus. Another beautiful sunset. Oh, we love Golfito. It's so pretty here. Even with the dead iguanas.
Jet skis.
Yeah. Yeah, just ignore that.
If you'd like everybody to know just how chuffed you are, check out our new merchandise by following the link on our website. And be sure to join us next week as we get real about boat life and look back on our first year aboard. Until next time, stay chuffed everybody.